So Skyrim VR just got announced for PC. This is actually fairly interesting news for a number of reasons, but first and foremost, let's actually just go into the details. Bethesda posted a trailer on their official YouTube channel. I will have a full link to that down below. If you don't know, Skyrim VR already was released. It was announced at this past E3, I believe, or maybe a little bit before then. Alright, so a little addendum, something I realized while editing the video, it's literally the exact same trailer as the one for PSVR. The new Skyrim VR trailer is just a re-upload of the old trailer. Literally nothing has been changed about it except they re-uploaded the video with a different title. But it was only available or an exclusive release on PSVR, the PlayStation 4 VR system. A lot of people seem to actually quite enjoy this. Obviously, a melee-focused game that does have magic and things like that is going to be quite a bit different than something like Fallout 4 VR, which is primarily gun-focused, and you're obviously interacting with things at more of a range. This is something we really were expecting. A lot of us knew this was coming, but the big announcement with this is it's going to be retailing for the full $60. So yes, the PSVR version did also release for $60, but there's a few things to note about that. There was a bundle where you could get PSVR, like the headset itself, with Skyrim VR for relatively inexpensive, at least relatively inexpensive compared to buying the standalone headset. So I know many people didn't actually pay the full $60 for that game, and even right now you could actually get it for $40 at Target for whatever reason. And since I know you guys are going to be keeping count, this is the 9th time Skyrim in some form has been released at a $60 price tag. So the first three were PC, PS3, and 360 for the original Skyrim Legendary Edition. Then you of course had Skyrim Special Edition, which was technically free on PC, but was $60 on PS4, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch, and PSVR, but now of course we are getting the 9th release of Skyrim, this time on PC VR. One thing to note that's actually fairly interesting about this is there's no exclusivity deal with this. Obviously Fallout 4 VR had a somewhat exclusive deal with Vive. I believe you could technically use Oculus, but on release there were some issues with that. It wasn't fully working with other VR headsets, but there's patches released quickly thereafter by the community and Bethesda. But this time around, it's not exclusive to Vive, it's just Skyrim VR as a full-fledged VR release that anyone could use on any system. So there's going to be some obvious controversy around this. Skyrim released originally in 2011. We're assuming this is going to be using the Skyrim Special Edition base, which was technically free on PC, but either way released I believe in 2016, so a little bit sooner. But should a game that originally released in 2011 have the same price as a game that released in 2015? That comparing Fallout 4 VR on PC to Skyrim VR on PC. That's just some food for thought. I mean, obviously it's whatever someone's willing to pay for it, so I imagine there's a lot of people out there that are more than happy to pay $60 for Skyrim VR in all of its beauty on PC. I invariably will be paying for it unless I somehow get a review copy, which I didn't get for Fallout 4 VR. But even beyond that, one other thing I do want to just kind of note is it's very interesting some of the announcements Bethesda has been making as of late. Just recently, we also got some Wolfenstein 2 DLC news. This is something that a lot of us expected to actually not be announced until this E3, which is only a few months away now. Why is Bethesda announcing Skyrim VR before E3? Are they trying to clear room for that presentation? Are they realizing now that, oh, maybe we can't cram all these things in, and they're trying to get rid of some of these more minor announcements? Some would speculate that this is to make room for bigger announcements, or one big announcement in particular. Of course, that may be reading way too far into it, but it definitely is something interesting. This is not what they did last year. Last year, they had a bunch of these minor announcements at their E3 conference, and it made a lot of people very unhappy. So yeah, Skyrim is releasing for the 9th time, this time for PC VR, of course using Steam VR as a platform. Obviously, it's something almost everyone expected to be released at this point. It took about a year, but I think Skyrim's going to be a pretty cool experience in VR. It's unfortunate that it's at a $60 price tag, but again, people are going to be willing to pay that for this, whether you like it or not. It will invariably alienate some people, but at the same time, I'm sure there'll be sales on it just like there are for Fallout 4 VR. Either way, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys want to see some actual gameplay of Skyrim VR, they do have a full trailer, which I will link on screen right now. You can check that out if you're interested. But as always, again, I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys all next time. Later.